ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर्प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क, धूप छांव में फर्क, बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, friends, and a very warm welcome to this special edition. And we call it as a business opportunity over chai. Business Opportunity Chai is a platform where we launch a new brand in the market, and especially for you, where you want to pick up the right business for yourself. This special webinar is hosted by the management team of Franchise India, Mr. Gaurav Maurya, the chairperson of Franchise India Group, and Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, who's the MD of Franchise India Brands. And today we're talking about the legacy of a brand. क्योंकि business वही जो दे ROI सही, and what the ease of business I will get if I already have a brand established in the market and probably have to run that legacy in the future. So probably their tagline also reads that they are not just developing a brand, probably they're a futuristic brand which has settled growth in a lot of industry we're talking about. Iconic national and international brand of packaged drinking water and soda. And today we have invited this brand called ABInBev, who will be talking about the big business opportunity today. As a panelist, we have industry experts and we have our CEO, Mr. Sanjay Bhatt, who will be taking your questions along with Mr. Nizamuddin, who will be presenting from the brand. And also we have a lot of other panelists who will be talking about, including Mr. Mudassir. Mr. Anshuman has also joined from the brand. So as we start this special episode, Mr. Sanjay Bhatt, I would like to call you and invite you to this great opportunity. Set the prospect. We just talk for 1 or 2 minutes, and then we come on the formal presentation. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. And what a day to start. Yes, it's a very, very legacy brand and already in 50 countries. So great opportunity which we are showcasing today. This is a digital format of our launching the brand to our investors. So today we are launching ABInBev. Yes, it's a legacy brand who is having already 50 countries present. So this brand is an opportunity wherein we are presenting in the segment of water and soda, already having 55 franchisees all over India. And we are very excited to welcome our brand team also today, Mr. Nizamuddin and Mr. Anshuman. They will also give us some overview about the journey of this brand. So brand has got not any introduction, because brands like which we are presenting is we have all aware of these Royal Challenge, Hayward's, Budweiser, and Knockout. These are all established brands already. Now we are coming up into the segment of water and soda. So this is a great opportunity which we will be driving on Pan India, and we are very, very happy to and delighted to present this opportunity today in this block. So Business Opportunity Chai, as Franchise India is having this digital format for last 2.5 years, and we are presenting every day a new opportunity to all our investors. Franchise India is an investor-centric and franchise-focused company, wherein not only presenting an opportunity to investors, we are further hand-holding our investors to understand the format, understand the business model, and understand all the financials what are involved into this. And for that, Franchise India have got 97 cities network today with all their business partners who are independent franchise consultants. They would further help all our investors to handhold and structure the complete understanding about this opportunity. So today we are very, very happy to present this opportunity and glad to invite our brands today. Brand owner is today from brand side. We have Mr. Nizamuddin and Mr. Anshuman. But with that, I will also welcome our business partner and our independent franchise consultant and expert, Mr. Mudassir from Bangalore. He will also help us in terms of further understanding. And first, before inviting the brand today, I would like to invite Mudassir to talk about few lines about the brand, and then we will be happy to invite our brand to present an opportunity. Mudra sir, over to you. If you can just give us some understanding, and you can also welcome all our investors in your own language, in your own way, whichever the way you want. Please, over to you.
Welcome all and good afternoon for all the panelists, and thank you, Sanjay sir, for doing interaction. And I welcome all the panelists, and also thanks Saras for this opportunity, and investors and all the team. It's a very good opportunity for us, and we have a brand. It's a very huge demand in the market and water segment. And as you know, we have got Royal Challengers, Budweiser, Knockout, and all. And we are looking for pan-India expansion, right? And we have got opportunities for manufacturing unit and also for a distribution unit for pan-India level. Definitely, for sure, we have Mr. Nizamuddin with us here. We'll be giving you a brief introduction about the brand and also the brand opportunity. And looking forward for this opportunity. And if you've got any questions and answers, definitely you can put your doubts in the Q&A box. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya sir. And I would like to welcome all the investors who have joined us today and all our partners across India. We would request all the investors during the presentation, please have your questions in the Q&A box, because these questions would be very, very important. Anyone who is having any question, feel free to put your question in the Q&A box. During the presentation, we do not have any option to raise the hand, and we'll invite you there to talk. So please use Q&A box for all your questions. So further, over to you, Saras, and you can also welcome brand for today.
Thank you, Sanjay ji. Thank you, Mudassar ji. And probably time to hear the brand information and what business I'm going to be there, which is already a legacy. So Nizamuddin ji, warm welcome. Mr. Anshuman, a warm welcome. So Mr. Nizamuddin is the national head, and Mr. Anshuman is the zonal head for North region. So all the support system where you want to start a business is right here in front of you, and we'll be more than happy to hear more about it. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Saras. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Mudassar. So we are very proud to associate with the Franchisee India. So Franchisee India, as a brand, as a company, I know for almost very long time. Since my career time, I've been interacting with Franchisee India for us 23 years. I have met Mr. Gaurav Maria. So personally, we had a meeting in Bombay some 6-7 years back. We had a 2-3 time interaction at the Bombay Distillery headquarters. So I know the company from close, close. I know the people also. So we are very happy to be associate with Franchisee India for launching our brands in the market. So let me just go through our business presentation so I can talk more in detail about what exactly we are and what is the opportunity we have. So I welcome all of the investors and the viewers for this beautiful presentation on the water business. See, water business, the people in the industry, the industrialists, the business people say it is a next generation. It is a kind of a next IT sector, next revolution going to set in the water. Though I've been drinking bottled water for last 30, 40, 50 years, but the revolution is yet to come because the market is so big. People have still not capitalized the opportunity of what is available in the market, because everybody, every human being on this earth require a pure and safe water. So as the pollution is increasing day by day all over the globe, so the requirement for packaged water is booming up, but very few brands have established well. It's a market of 90% unorganized sector. You will find a lot of local players. They don't have a quality. So in that space, we're creating a brand. We already have established brands for 40, 50, 100 years. If you just want to understand, we have a legacy brand here, Budweiser, which is 165 years old brand in the globe. The brand Budweiser is there in 150 countries. That big brand we have with us. So we want to make use of these brand names to enter the market and catch the opportunity of packaged water. So this is what we have. We have 6 brands: Royal Challenge, Hayward's 5000. We also have Hayward's 2000, also is a separate brand. Budweiser Magnum, Knockout, and sICE. Out of the 6 brands, 2 brands are international brands in this: sICE and Budweiser. Budweiser is a brand hailed from Belgium, spread across the globe, 150 countries. sICE is a German brand. It's there mostly in the European countries. It is called as world's #1 and the best, tastiest beer is sICE. And other brands, Royal Challenge, Hayward's, Knockout, all these brands are Indian-grown MNC brands. Royal Challenge is there in 40 countries plus. Hayward's also there in more than 20 countries plus. Knockout is an Indian brand. All these brands belong to, the 4 brands belong to Indian market. Okay. The next slide is about the global presence where we are. we as a company, actually, ABInBev is a company which owns all these brands of water. So globally, we have a manufacturing facility in 50 countries, and we sell a brand in almost 100 countries. That means we are having a presence in terms of manufacturing plus distribution in 150 countries in the globe. Almost we have covered 80% of the globe or 75% of the globe in terms of our physical distribution reach to the market. So we are actually known as beer makers of the world. Let's say people think about beverage, let's say soft drink or Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is basically called as soft drink company of the world. Pepsi is called as food and beverage company of the world. Similarly, we are called as beer maker of the world because we have own 400 brands globally. That big portfolio of brands nobody else has got in the beverage and food category. Our company is number one in terms of the number of brands, or in terms of turnover, we have the highest market share. Water brands, as I showed you, we have 6 brands of water. These are presence. So we already have an established network of 55 franchises all over the country. And we are in the water business not only the last few years. In fact, we started water business with Royal Challenge, Hayward's, Knockport, and Bex's. All the water brands were launched almost 20 years back. So only sICE and the Budweiser was launched 6 years back. Otherwise, as a water portfolio, as a water category, we have been serving the Indian market, fulfilling the consumer needs in the packaged water name almost for the last 20 years now. That is why we have a network of franchisee, 55 franchisees across the country, north to south, east to west. Every state we have a presence, we have a franchisee. Okay, these are basic, the list of SKUs or the product sizes, whatever we have in our products, in our brands. In every brand, whatever the names I mentioned, Royal Challenge, sICE, Budweiser, Hayward's, Knockport, in every brand, we have the entire range. We have almost 12 SKUs or 12 different sizes in every brand. So name a, let's say, talk about the category leaders or Bisleri, could be whatever. So whatever the range they have in their brand, we have a same range in our brands also. Right? A range means like some sizes of 250 ml, half liter, 1 liter, 2 liter, 5 liter, 10 liter, 20 liter. Soda also, there are 3-4 different sizes. So we have the entire range available in every of our brand. Why choose? This is very, very important question for all of you. This is your crux of the entire business. Why you should be investing money into the water. This is a very, very important slide. Fastest growing CAGR of last 2 decades. That means the industry is growing so fast that the CAGR, that means compounding average growth ratio of this industry for last 20 years, it's 40%. So no other industry in the market, could be building industry, could be food products industry, or garment industry, or IT industry. None of the industries in the country are growing at 40% space. That is a fantastic growth the industry is having already. The second important point is vast industry. That means there are 7,000 registered BIS brands in India. That means there are brands which has got a license from BIS. Basically, BIS refers to Bureau of Indian Standards, which allocate a licensing number, nothing but ISA marking. So they have given license for 7,000 people already in India. They have given more than 7,000. The currently who have renewed the license number and doing the business is 7,000 existing brands. These are only just 7,000 is only a number which is registered with BIS. There are unauthorized brands, unauthorized manufacturing setups in India, could be at least 2 times more. If there are 7,000, we're talking about ISA marked brands. There could be another 15,000 more brands who doesn't have a registration. They're operating unauthorized way. That means industry is much, much larger than whatever we are seeing it here. Market size of this industry is almost, it is 35,000 crores as per 2035. The current, we just talk about, currently we are 20,000 crore. By next financial, let's say next 2 years financial year, in 2035, sorry, not 35, basically it's 2025, the industry is growing with 35,000 crores. That big is a market size. USP of water brands is nothing but the brand name itself, which is something, people tickle what exactly is we're talking about here. See, if you remove the bottle label and the bottle, there is nothing in it. It's just a purified water. So what makes a difference here is the brand name itself. Because water doesn't have a different color, different taste, or different, kind of, suppose you talk about any beverages, suppose Thumbs Up or Coca-Cola or Sprite or whatever. Every brand has got its own flavor and taste and something, distinction. But here, water doesn't have that. It's basically a natural color, natural flavor, transparent. That is why the unique thing in the water is the brand name itself. So those brands we have with us, that's why you can have a tie-up with us to launch water brand business. Only 5 to 6 national brands. All of As a consumer, as a viewer, you know what, as an entrepreneur, you know about it. The brand names are 5 to 6, which we all of us know: Bisleri, Aquafina, Kinley, Tata, or Bailey, whatever. Apart from that, whatever that we're talking about, 7,000 registered brands, only 5 to 6 names are known to the consumer in general, to majority of the people. The remaining 6,995 brands are not known. So that is where we have a huge space. We as a brand, we already have a category, we have a name in the beverages. So we have that space, we can fulfill that gap of between branded and the unbranded segment, whatever the gap is there, that's where we fit in. We have that connect as a local, we can have a tie with the local manufacturers and reach out to the people who are brand conscious. So we can cut a slice between the local branded water as well as branded segment, both, because we can compete in both the sides. Highly profitable, the profitability could be here is 80% to 120%. Why I'm mentioning 80% here? Because in first financial year, you'll be investing your money and time in developing the market. So you might not get the profitability the initial 6 months of time, because it's a volume game. You have to have something like 30,000-40,000 cases to reach the profitability. That will take 5 to 6 months time to reach your profit, the break-even point. So maybe initially first financial year, your profit will be not 80%, will be lesser than that. Over a period of 1.5 to 2 years time, you will mark a profitability of 100%. Then next third year, you'll be touching 120% profitability. So after 2 to 3 years time, once you establish yourself, once you capture the market, then the profitability, whatever we were saying, 80% to 120%, it can 100%, it can be achieved easily. What is the role of a franchisee? There are two aspects of the entire business here. One is manufacturing, let's say 2 departments to make it very short. Manufacturing and selling. Selling is a very, very important activity for franchisee, because in manufacturing, he is investing only for the one time. Maybe he takes 3 to 4 months time to put up a new plant. Suppose you have an investment of X or Y Z amount required for putting up a manufacturing unit. Then you have to invest money, and over a period of 5 to 6 months time, you have a plant ready. So once the plant is ready, there is no time need to be spent again for putting up the plant and any kind of infrastructure development work. So 80% time of a franchisee will definitely go into selling, where you will be building up a distribution network, dealer network, then also building up a network of all these corporates and offices wherever the water is going to be consumed. Okay, so let me say what exactly the selling activity has to be done by franchisee here. So selling activity, it comes in 3-4 formats. You will appoint distributors, you will appoint wholesalers, you go to supermarkets, you go to corporates. As a company, you will be operating the entire business as an independent owner of this entire business. We will not be involved anywhere in terms of your distribution, marketing, or selling. We give the brand to you. So you operate this business as a complete 100% ownership. All the money comes to your hand. You invest the money in the raw material. So the whole focus will be going on developing a network of distributors. See, because this industry works like a FMCG industry, where you have to have a distributor for every 300 to 400 shops. That is why the whole focus for franchisees to appoint distributor. Under distributor will be retailers, hotel, restaurants, any food joints, events, caterers. Again, wholesalers, either you can service directly or you can service through distributors also, because generally wholesalers tend to ask for a more discount and they give you 100% cash. So either you can do directly or option of giving through distributors as well. Supermarket, because many supermarkets are in large format stores, they demand a good kind of a discount, marketing support and all that. That is why I mentioned here to be serviced by directly franchisee. Then offices. Name an office, let's say in Bangalore or in Delhi or in Chennai or in any location in Mumbai. Every office, there are at least in every city of all this, there could be at least something like 2 lakh offices. In Bangalore, there could be at least 2 lakh offices where there are at least 20 to 30 lakh employees or people are employed in those offices. They have a bottled water requirement. Today, none of the offices are giving bottled water, the loose water from the tap water or the corporation water. Every office, with an office of 10 people or 2,000 people in the office, they all buy bottled water. They are buying some local players, local brand, because they are unable to get the branded water. If they go for bigger brands, the price are very high. If you go for local brands, the quality is very bad. So we are in between. We can be affordable and we are a brand also. So office segment has got a huge potentiality. So each office, let's say every city, I'm talking about example of 4 to 5 cities, could be Bombay, could be Delhi, could be Chennai, could be Mumbai, could be Bangalore. Here the consumption is at least 1 crore jar sales every month. 1 crore, that means 1 CR, which is 10 million jars water is sold every month only from office segment, because that big is a market size. So like that, we have so many SKUs. I'm just talking about only one product, one size, 20 liter. Like that, we have 250 ml, which goes to all the events. We have half liter, which goes to all the stores and medical stores, to hospitals, to school, college canteens, to kirana shop, everywhere. So for every SKU, we have a different consumer segment. I'm just giving one example of corporates here. Only corporates requirement is 1 crore jars a month in every city, which is huge. As a franchisee, even you do 1% of the business, then you're 100% profitable. What is the requirement of infrastructure in terms of to put up a plant? See, it is not mandatory for all the franchisees to put up a new plant immediately. It is like this. Example I'll give you. Suppose you shift from your hometown to a business city or a different place. Let's say people are staying in Mumbai, they want to travel to Delhi, they want to shift for a business. They can go and look for a rented house. They can stay in a hotel. Like that, we have tried to help the franchisees here or help the investors here. We'll facilitate you in terms of getting the ready infrastructure of existing manufacturers. They'll manufacture for you. You can start the business. Maybe gradually, once you settle down, once you understand the business, you can go for a new plant, own investment, because investment in the plant costs you huge money. Something like 3 to 4 crore rupees investment on the plant. If you want to start the business without an investment in the plant, you can start with very small percentage of 20% of that money. You can start the business. So we have both the options open. Don't get afraid with whatever we are talking about infrastructure here. People already having a water plant, for them it is applicable. People who doesn't have a water plant also, so in case they want to invest, then it's going to be applicable for them. Okay, so documentation required, very simple, basic documentation for starting any business in India. There are a few set of documents and approvals required. So what is special and what is important only here in the water business is BIS certification, which is nothing but ISA marking. The second point is FSSAI certification, nothing but to deal with any of the food products in manufacturing to distribution to delivery, whatever. FSSAI is compulsory, which takes hardly a week time to get the certification. By paying hardly 10,000 rupees, you might get the license from FSSAI. Otherwise, all the documents are very simple, which is very common for any SME business in the food industry. Now, the breakup of what exactly we're talking about the investment part here. Let's say for a medium scale, other than top 8 metros, the investment requirement could be 45 lakh rupees. If somebody wants to operate the business in a bigger metros or the top 8 mini metros in the metros, which could be 60 lakh rupees. You can just see the last line here, 45 lakh and 60 lakh. The breakup of this is one-way pack. Basically, we're talking about the plant production capacity, something like 1 lakh cases per month. You have to have 45 lakh rupees investment. With the plant capacities of 2 lakh cases production per month, gradually will not be reaching this 2 lakh in a month or 2 months. It might take 6 months to 1 year to get the number of 2 lakh cases. To run a business of 2 lakh case monthly sales, you have to have investment of 60 lakh rupees without a plant, without a investment on the plant. It's only a capital and the raw materials. Again, the breakup of this money goes like this. Investment of 45 lakh will be broken down into something like brand fees, 12 lakh rupees, which is one-time brand fees for 3 years' time. Molds are required for manufacturing the bottle of our own design and our own sizes and shapes. 5 lakh rupees for developing the mold. It will be your property for lifelong. Labels, cylinders, again your property for lifelong. 2 lakh rupees will go for developing a cylinder for our own label design. Raw material, which is consumable. Basically, every month you buy raw material for producing the bottles into different sizes. Finished goods, basically to keep the stock, because it is a water industry, it's like a service industry type. People want to invest money, they have to have a ready stock available on the floor. So we have to have something like 6 lakh rupees of worth of finished goods on the floor. Then operational expenses, something like 5 lakh rupees to take care of day-to-day expenses of 1-2 months time, 5 lakh rupees for a medium scale, other than 8 metros, large scale for whatever the rest of the, let's say, tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, tier 4 cities with population of 10-15 lakh only for top 8 cities in the country, 60 lakh rupees is required. We can also have a format of, for smaller cities like Mysore or Hubli or Ranchi or something like, Nagpur. We can even get an investment for 30 lakh rupees. They can become a franchisee with a low investment. Very, very important slide for all the investors here. Why should be into the water business? So what is there in it for you? It's basically about the volume, how much sales you're going to do year-wise. The median scale volume would be something like 50,000 cases in a month. Second year, 75,000 cases. Third year, you'll be achieving a sales of at least 1 lakh case per month. It is number of carton boxes, because normally water comes in a carton box of 12 pieces or 24 pieces. That's how I mentioned the number of cases could be 1 lakh cases average per third year. If it is large format for top 8 metros, it will be starting from 70,000 cases for the first financial year. Second year, 1,25,000 cases. Third year, 2 lakh cases monthly turnover. Average after crossing 3 years of time, we'll be having an average sale of 2 lakh cases. So when you sell this much number of cases, the profitability I've taken here, this profitability basically is the net margin, net profitability after removing your expenses, royalty, whatever you're paying to company, your sales salary and marketing expenses. After that, what you retain in hand is 12 rupees approximately per case. So 12 rupees into 50,000 cases, 6 lakh profitability per month per financial year. Similarly, for second year, 75,000 cases into 12 rupees, 9 lakh profitability. Again, third year, 1 lakh case into 12 rupees, 12 lakh. Average, you touch a volume of 1 lakh cases a month, then you get 12 lakh profitability per month. When you reach a volume of 3 lakh cases a month, then the profitability per case would be 15 rupees, which comes to 30 lakh rupees, which is very phenomenal. Let's say after 3 years, your profit is almost 2 times, let's say half of your investment. Let's say you invested 60 lakh rupees in the total business, but what profit you make after 3 years is 30 lakhs every month, which is no industry can offer this kind of profitability, because that is how the industry is. It is like a huge demand for water and very few players in the branded segment. We have opportunity for establishing ourselves. We already have a network. We need to add more number of, because the consumption is so huge. The 50 franchisee currently what we have is not at all sufficient. We might have a potentiality of appointing 500 more franchisees to capture entire country. That big is a market. Yeah. Okay. Benefits of becoming a franchisee. Basically, from your side, there are 2 things: brand fees and royalty, what you're paying to company. And the benefit what you get is easy for selling because of the brand name. It is easy for selling, easy for appointing distributor. Because of the brand name, you get a higher pricing from the retailers and distributors. Then the plant can be, so once you get into manufacturing, then you're allowed to manufacture other brands in case you want to have some kind of a efficiency or reduce your operation cost. You're allowed to sell other brand, manufacture the brand also. Overall plant will be under the company's guidance and direction. The entire plant efficiency and the what you call the cost of operation could be reduced and managed, because the company is involved in helping you. People who come to water business with zero knowledge also, after 6 months, they can become masters in 6 months, because we guide you from zero to what the industry today. Whatever experience we have gained as a company, as a team, over whatever the period of time, so that we inject our franchisee to develop him to become a profitable and competitive entrepreneur. Coming to the brand fees part, brand fees is not same for all the brands. It is differ from one brand to other. We don't charge same brand fees. So it is every brand has got its own positioning in the market. So we'll be having brand fees according to that. What we've done is basically we have divided water into 4 categories. Water into one-way packs and 20 liters, and soda. We have glass bottle soda. We have all those categories we have. So anybody wants to take up at very low investment, they can become a franchisee for say the jar alone. We can just see here the demography 20 liters. You can see here by investing 3 lakh rupees, you can become a franchisee for one brand for one city. If you want to go for an investment of one-way pack small bottle 250 ml to 2 liter, they can invest 7 lakh rupees brand fees for the company. If you want to become only a franchisee for this, say only for let's say glass bottle soda, they can become a franchisee investing just 3 lakh rupees brand fees to the company. There'll be working capital, which will not be very big. If you suppose investing 2 lakh, then maybe 5 times more you have to invest for working capital to buy raw material, to buy the molds and all those. Otherwise, this is the initial money required, and whatever money required for investment in the say the working capital is not going to be one time. They have to be doing it in the next 2 to 3 months of time. Not like 35 lakh rupees they have to keep in basket to start the business. No, not required. Over a period of 2 to 3 months of time, you will be investing that money into the business to buy the material, to convert the products and keep the stocks on the flow. It's a gradual process. Yeah. Then the support from the company, what we do. See, all these brands are definitely the co-brands of all this. The business of all the brands is basically beer. So we are a beer brand. It's the extension from beer to water beverages, which is not just new. It has been there for 20 years. It has been there for 8 years. We've been in the water segment. So we keep running the advertisement for promoting the brand. Let's say example of Hayward's or a Royal Challenge. You'll find a lot of advertisements in the TV, the internet, hoardings. We give a hoarding, just dealer board of let's say example of Budweiser or a Beck size. each of our dealer board will cost 2 lakh rupees. That kind of dealer boards we provide to the bar and restaurants. So that advantage of whatever advertisement the company is doing, all goes to the franchisee of the particular territory. Currently, the advertisement is getting wasted. Why I'm saying wasted? Because we advertise as a rule, the government Supreme Court law. So we are supposed to show only water bottle, or we're supposed to show soda in the advertisement campaigns. So we have been showing soda as a water bottle there. If the brand is not available in water and soda, that advertisement going waste. So once we get a franchisee, so all the advertisement companies doing for building the brand, that goes to the franchisee, which costs a huge money, hundreds of crores rupees goes for advertisement. So all the benefit of advertisement goes to the water franchisee, whoever is taking the opportunity here. So apart from those, what you call national advertisements, we also have local advertisements to support a franchisee for launching time. We give them a banner, poster, t-shirts and danglers, whatever required for putting in the retail shops. That support we provide. That ends with my presentation. I think anybody wants to take up any question, we can go with the questions.
Thank you so much, Nizamuddin ji. Brilliant presentation. We have covered every aspect, so to say, in terms of our commercials and also unit economics of the franchise partner. But I think we'll go a little deeper in understanding more on how these dynamics would work. And along with me, I'll also request, Sanjay ji, Sir ji also to take up the questions. And some of these questions, friends, we see these already coming in. We'll take all these questions, as many as we can. And I'll just quickly recreate, what we discussed and put a perspective to the entire presentation, friends, that we have given. So, ABIN is looking to expanding their distribution network and also decentralizing the manufacturing, which gives an opportunity to all existing manufacturers, one. Second, even new partners who want to come and set up a plant, that's also an opportunity. And also people who want to take a franchisee but don't have existing plant or don't want to even put a plant. You can even outsource that to a existing manufacturer. Exactly. And as a franchisee, you have an opportunity of leveraging the brand equity of brands like Hayward and Royal Challenge, Budweiser, Knockout, and ICE into two categories. So there are two categories which is being given. One is water and the other is soda. And two formats largely. One is your own manufacturing or maybe new plant that you want to maybe put up. And third is maybe outsourcing that manufacturing to somebody who's already producing. The overall outlay of the investment would also be different. Agar aapka khud ka plant hai, aapki investment alag hai. If you want to put a new plant, your investment is little higher. And if you want to outsource, then investment is lowest. Now, I would say, what ABIN has done, they have, in fact, removed the entry barrier. If you want to put the entire new plant, it is very difficult for a new franchise partner to come and start because the initial capital investment is very, very high. It goes up to 2-3 crores depending on the capacity that you want to put. So they've removed that entry barrier. So anybody, who wants to partner, has distribution capabilities, is in maybe similar business, understands HoReCa business, distribution business, can be a good partner overall. So if you have an existing facility, you can utilize the capacity to full potential. And a lot of companies today, वो अपना पानी बनाती हैं, but उनकी खुद की capacity भी fully utilized नहीं है. So आप outsource कर सकते हैं, right? So there are huge, I would say, underutilized capacity, which can be utilized without any capex investment. अगर आपको खुद का है, आप कर सकते हैं, नहीं तो outsource आप कर सकते हैं. So what ABIN is actually doing is a big problem solving. If you look at this category industry, and Nizamuddin ji also made a reference of that. When we look at unorganized players जो बिना किसी brand के पानी बेचते हैं in a non-branded environment, उसमें price की stability नहीं होती. So when you take a brand, you have a very big stability of the price. Second, the quality of product is intact, right? So you can push the traders to give higher margins because brand also has their own pull. जितने भी 5 brands आपने देखे, इनका अपना pull है. These are all international global brands. Third, मार्जिन्स जो होते हैं वो किसी भी कमोडिटी बिजनेस में, अगर आप कोई भी पानी आप बेच रहे हो उसमें इतने मार्जिन्स नहीं होंगे, राइट? सो व्हेन यू आर इन अ कमोडिटी बिजनेस, यू नेवर हैव गुड मार्जिन्स इन द बिजनेस, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल इन द बिजनेस विदाउट अ ब्रांड स्ट्रगल विद मार्जिन. सो व्हेन यू टेक अ ब्रांड, योर मार्जिन्स आर आल्सो स्टेबलाइज्ड. Fourth, I would say there are better practices, efficiency, so to say, and even raw material procurement, marketing capabilities. We saw on the last slide, the brand would have a pull, some investment, and I would say support the company would also give to their franchise partner to go to market. So all that is something which becomes a big solution from the company, and even your sale, so to say, which is done and supported by the company, and that is something which the company is offering. And in today also, if you look at dealers जो सामान आपका खरीदते हैं, dealers don't like unbranded product, right? Because वो low quality भी होता है. It is very hard for them to even push, that product to the market. Margins इतने नहीं होते, margins बहुत tight होते हैं. So when the margins are tight, your profitability is also very, very low. So this is a solution which the company is given. And Nizamuddin ji, I'll take some questions. I was just going through. I saw many of our friends also. I was making a note. एक तो manufacturing बोल रहे हैं कि somebody wants to take up a plant, वो कर सकते हैं. So पूरा जो plant का setup होगा वो तकरीबन क्या investment का रहेगा? And will they do all the brands या एक ही brand का investment हम बात कर रहे हैं इसमें?
See, water category में there are, let's say, into 3 parts हम divide कर सकते हैं. Water is big. हमारा जो बड़ा जो क्या नाम है 20 लीटर का जो बड़ा वाला आता है, there is one product which is a common for anybody that can come in a very low investment. In less than 50 lakh rupees to 1 crore, they can get a entire franchisee operation and manufacturing का setup भी आ जाएगा. Business maybe they can invest money into working capital also. For 20
this is for one brand or one category?
One category basically refers to one. See, under one brand we have 3 categories: soda, water, small bottles, water, big bottle, big can of 20 liters. Okay? Right. For 20 liter, investment requirement is 50 lakh rupees to put up a small plant of 20 liter alone. Who wants to put up investment into large bottle, say small bottle? Small bottle में क्या होता है? Blowing करना पड़ता है bottle की.
Correct.
Blowing machine लगेगा, which is a big investment. Labeling machine होगी, filling machine होगा. It's an investment of something like 2 crores. You can put up a small plant of 1 lakh production per month. Between 2 lakhs to 2 crores to 5 crores, largest plant of something like 2 lakh monthly production होगा. वहाँ पे investment 5 crore हो सकता है. Between 2 to 5 crores. Packs. And third is we have a soda. Soda can be between 50 lakhs to 1 crore. Because soda requires a brewing, labeling, or carbonation. The process is lengthier in soda. So all put together to put up entire investment into entire water category. Always case 5 crores. Starting from 50 lakhs to 5 crores, they can cover up entire thing.
If they want to put up a plant.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, if somebody already has a manufacturing, plant in place, so uska investment kya rahega? And I'm sure, they would have different, capacities, and based on the capacities they have, the investment would vary.
Exactly. Basically, it's that. See, people who want to come into business, they're having already water plant. They need to upgrade the machinery for our standards because our brands are superior brands. They need to have a manufacturing capacity of that standard. We might have to look into what is the current capacity, what is the kind of machinery they have. If those are good enough for our standards, we'll go as it is. If it is not having the kind of a standard, they need to upgrade the machinery. So hardly, let's say, by investing 1 crore rupees, they can upgrade the machinery from wherever the current basic structure they have. By putting 1 crore, they can start the business. Suppose they have a plant, that is the kind of requirement. And the third question could be, without a plant, they want to come into water business.
Right.
We have our own manufacturing facilities. We have a lot of people approaching us for, they want to give us
outsourcing,
finished goods,
third party
manufacturing facility. That will see anybody come into water business by starting with 10 lakh rupees investment, also they can start the water business. They want to become a franchisee only for a 20 liter pack. 10 lakh is maximum sufficient for a tier 2, tier 3 cities. If they want to come into bigger cities like top 8 metros, it will be something like 20 lakh rupees. Starting is that, okay, larger cities. They want to go for all the range. Then 50 lakhs to 70 lakh is the maximum amount required for entire range under one category, one brand. When I'm saying entire range, 250 ml to 20 liters in the water, and soda में 3-4 हमारे जो भी sizes होते हैं, पूरे का पूरा arrangement को मिल जाएगा.
ठीक है, one way नहीं होगा उसमें, है ना? One way without one way.
सब कुछ मिला कर आ जाएगा.
अच्छा, सब कुछ मिला के उसमें हो जाएगा.
One way pack, 2 way packs and soda, तीनों.
Okay. And इसमें जो हम investment की बात कर रहे हैं, because 2 slides थी, I'm sure people need little clarity. एक slide में हमने 45 lakhs smaller city and 60 lakhs बड़े scale पे हमने investment breakup दिया था. वो किस चीज का ब्रेकअप था इसमें से? एंड दूसरा हमने जो लास्ट स्लाइड में हमने ब्रांड वाइज इन्वेस्टमेंट डाला हुआ है, तो इन दोनों का क्या?
जो लास्ट जो स्लाइड था, बेसिकली द मनी व्हिच गोस टू द कंपनी, ब्रांड फीस होती है जनरली.
ओके.
टेक द ऑथराइजेशन फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंड सेलिंग, दे हैव टू पे सम ब्रांड फीस, दैट इज द कंपनीज ब्रांड फीस. एंड द रिमेनिंग व्हाट वी टॉकिंग अबाउट द वर्किंग कैपिटल दैट गोस फॉर डेवलपिंग ए मोल्ड, बाइंग द रॉ मटेरियल, व्हिच इज गोइंग टू बी मनी इन देयर हैंड टू रन द बिजनेस. That's how it is. Again, see, there could be 5 categories in the country in terms of population of the city. Could be A plus category with top 4 metros. A category could be the mini metros. B category could be population of 50 lakhs to 25 lakhs. C category could be 25 to 15 lakhs population. Like that, we can divide into A, B, C, D, E. Okay, 5 categories. To lower the city, lower the investment. Maybe 10 lakh rupees, they can start a business in smaller city like Mysore. They can put 20 lakh rupees, start the entire range of business. If it is Chennai, they have to put 1 crore rupees investment. If it's Mumbai, because it is a bigger city, they have to go for large scale operation, bigger investment. Depending on the size of the city where they're operating, the investment will range from 10 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees, but that is for without a manufacturing facility. If it is with the manufacturing facility, 1 crore to 5 crores.
Okay.
I think I'm
So
clear on
this-
this now. Yeah.
Right. And we've talked about two fees, ek to hamara 12 lakh fee for a smaller format, and we talked about 15 lakh franchise fees. So in addition to that, there is a brand fee for respective brands.
Nothing but that. Actually, what is mentioned there is nothing but brand fees only. It is 12 to 15 lakh basically. See, brand wise, the fees varies. Brand knockout could be 5 lakh rupees brand fees for a city X. Okay, if you go for Budweiser in same city, brand fee for Budweiser could be 8 lakh rupees. That's how it is. So people can choose the brand they want. They can choose the city. Then we can come back to them with the exact pricing. Whatever we have given in the slides are basically indicative prices.
Okay.
And also we have to look into whether we have the brand available for that city or not, because we already 50 franchisees existing with us.
Correct.
So we'll come back to them saying that this brand is available, not available. This is a brand fees.
Right. And the one that we saw, because one, it mentioned 12 lakh franchise fees and 15 lakhs in the preceding slides. So
Right.
that franchise fees and brand wise franchise fees, what is the correlation between these two franchise fees?
See, when I'm saying 15 lakhs, it is for the entire category. Soda, one-way packs, two-way packs. So when
Okay.
I'm saying only 8 lakh brand fees is only for one-way packs.
Okay.
Because
Only
the
for
machine
one-way
requirement
pack.
producing-
Okay.
Yeah. Machine requirement producing one-way pack is different. Machine
Right,
requirement producing soda is different. Even the market also different market. Let's say for special example of the bulk pack 20 liters,
Correct.
the most of the consumer is for offices. And people having a distribution of retail shop, they will not be going to offices. So distribution requirement is also different there. Machine requirement is also different here. That we can talk one to one to the client and explain exactly what exactly. Whichever is suitable for them, they can choose. There's no compulsion for anybody to go for the entire category, invest huge money.
Correct.
We can customize and give them the range, what is suitable for their profile and the markets.
Absolutely. And my second question would also be on the margins, typical margins that we have. And if you want to even give a comparison, if there's a competition that you see in the market, and if we can maybe establish, our
Let me tell
competitive
you
advantage.
why I didn't
against-
mention a price slide of margins here. See, we are actually positioning ourselves as a in-between pricing the brands. Let's say there are markets having a local brand. There's the market big brands, Bistari, Aquafina, Kinley. Our pricings are 10 to 15% cheaper than big brands like Bistari, Aquafina, Kinley, Tata. Because we are operating with a local manufacturing facility. Their
Right.
operation cost is much lesser than the bigger brands. That is why they can be competitive by almost 20%. So our selling price for the retailer, our distributor could be 10-15% lesser than the bigger brands, and we could be definitely 10-15%, 10 to 15% local one. It's a commodity. There's no brand of that. They only have put up a name. There's no brand as such. So we are actually positioning ourselves as 20% higher than local one, 20% cheaper than the bigger ones. That's how it is.
And if we talk about an MRP, one-way, two-way pack and the 5, 6,
That's the beauty of water industry. Basically, you take a bottle of 1 liter. If you go to Kashmir, go to Kanyakumari, go to Assam, Sikkim, to the Godhra, wherever, you find water MRP same all across the country, irrespective of brand. Take bigger brand, lowest, cheapest brand in the country, MRP same 20 rupees. Only exception is Kerala. Kerala, they have their own policy in the government. Government is involved there. They say 15 rupees MRP for 1 liter. They made 10 rupees some 2 years back. There was a lot of fight in the industry. They got to 15 rupees. Other than Kerala, rest of the countries all 10 rupees for half liter and 20 rupees for 1 liter and 30 rupees for 2 liter. That is how it is. MRP is as per the branded one. It's all good to be same.
Right. And if you want to give an example, because I saw one of our friends talk about, if there's a 20, rupee price, typical margins for a manufacturer.
Again, the margin actually in this industry, it is not same all across the, because of the pricing, round figure pricing here. Let's say half liter is 10 rupees. The margin could be slightly lesser for the retailer and half liter. If it is 1 liter, the margin for retailer is very much high for 1 liter. I'll give example of 1 liter. MRP is 20 rupees for 1 liter of bottle. Normally, it comes in a pack of 12 bottles. So MRP typically is 240 for 1 carton of 12 bottles. That is MRP what the shopkeeper will be getting from the consumer end, right? Whereas he'll be getting from the company, let's say suppose our brand of Royal Challenge or Budweiser, he'll be easily getting from the distributor at 120 rupees minimum easily. 120 or 130 maximum. Including the scheme, it could be 120. Without a scheme, it could be 130 or 140 also. That is, say for calculation purpose, we'll say as his margin, the retailer margin on bottle of 1 liter is 100% margin he'll be getting.
Okay.
He's getting for 10 rupees a bottle, selling for 20 rupees a bottle. The margin for distributor could be ideally, because he's selling in a bulk quantity, they keep a margin of 10 to 15%.
Okay.
Okay. That means 10 rupees to 15 rupees margin for a distributor, and the manufacturer, the franchisee himself, he'll be getting margin of something like 10 to 15 rupees per carton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have two, one is obviously a franchise partner who is either manufacturing or outsourcing. So one is that margin. Second is also distributor margin, and then we have retailers, right?
Exactly. Channel is franchisee, distributor, retailer. That's how. Only three layers.
And if you can just repeat, what is the margin at each level? For a franchisee, how much would he save? And
the margin for franchisee could be easily, the gross margin could be 30% margin. And let's say the manufacturing cost of one carton of 1 liter is something like 65 rupees. So he's adding his transportation cost, adding his GST, which comes to 75 to 80 rupees. He can sell to the market easily for 100 rupees. So 20% margin he will receive retaining after removing transportation and GST. So gross margin is 30%. Net margin could be 15% after removing sales expenses and transportation and GST.
Right.
We can keep ideally 30% margin for a franchisee, 15% margin for a distributor, and 50% to 70%, 100% margin for the retailer. Only I told you example of 1 liter where the margin for a shopkeeper is higher. If they go for lower bottle of half liter, margin is lesser there. He'll be getting hardly 3 rupees per bottle. In 1 liter, he gets 10 rupees per bottle. The retailer gets higher margin. If you go for smaller bottle of 250 ml, they hardly get 1 rupee per bottle. That's why you see in the market more of 1 liter. They get more margin. They try to push only 1 liter in the market.
Correct. Absolutely. Yes, there are. Now, I'll also request, my colleague Sanjay ji to take questions, and also Mudassar ji, because I see a lot of questions, and if we can take some questions for the interest of all the audience.
Could be similar questions. Maybe we can just make into one question.
We can do that. I see many of them like that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. I think we have a lot of questions already, but one question is on documentation and certification. If you can just throw some light on that first, so that we can have a little more clarity on documentation and what are the certificates required in this.
So yes, Sanjay, it is very simple. What I was saying, see, people who want to come into water business, see, people who are already an entrepreneur, they have a small, medium enterprise business, they already have set up document, whatever we require. So let us assume 80% they already have with them. What is required additional is 2 things only. One is BIS certification, nothing but ISA marking in case of manufacturing by themselves. If they don't have a manufacturing facility, there's no plant, then BIS is not required for them. They only have to get a license of FSSI. If they are already a distributor or a kind of a dealer or a manufacturer of a food product, they must be having already FSSI license with them. That is enough. Other documents are very common and simple. PAN, Aadhaar to basic requirements. Only if they want to go for putting up a own plant, they have to add BIS license. They have to add Groundwater Authority of India for digging the borewell, then Pollution Control Board. See, only in terms of manufacturing, there are some 3-4 documents required. If no manufacturing is there, only FSSI requirement only they have. FSSI basically very simple thing. You apply online within a week. They give you the certificate for 1 year, 3 years. You can choose 1 to 3 years, 5 years. You can choose. Very small fees. They charge something like 10,000 rupees approximately for 1 year fees. If you go for 3 years, they charge 20,000 rupees.
All right, very helpful. And there is one question which is saying, isn't it there a calculation mistake? How can 3-year average profit be 12 lakhs after a profit of 6.9, 6, 9, and 12 lakhs?
See, it is not a calculation mistake. Basically, so as the volume goes up, there will be a reduction in the overall cost of operation. That's how it has been slightly taken, maybe 15 rupees per case average, what is we have taken profitability for higher scale, because higher scale, there will be a lot of automation. There will not be manual labor handling and all in the bigger plants. That's why the margin for a higher capacity is 15 rupees per carton. The medium size I have taken is 12 rupees. People still want to go for still low production capacity, lower market size. See, lower the production size, lower the market, lower the profitability. If you go for a medium and larger, they get 12 to 15 rupees margin per case. It all depends on the volume. Suppose they do a 1 lakh case volume, 1 lakh cases into 15 rupees is 15 lakhs. It's a volume game, which can happen over a period of 6 months to 8 months, because as a franchise, he's not selling to the consumer directly. He has to have his core pillars of basically distributors. He has to have, let's say, example of one city, I'll give example of Pune. To operate the entire market of Pune, he has to appoint at least 50 distributors only for Pune city, because that big is a market. Every retailer sells water today, kirana shop to grocery to hotel, restaurant to food, fast food chain to hospitals to a 5-star hotel. To cater them, we need to have a lot of distributors. Once the franchisee does a work of getting a distributor, onboarding of distributors, then he has done his 80% job.
So we also have one query from Mr. Vipul. What about the branding in social media and
See, this brand already, see, our business is into liquor. We almost do a turnover, I can say 1,000 times more than what turnover we do in water. So 1,000 times more we do turnover in terms of our beer and whiskey and all that. Okay, so to promote those, definitely companies doing a larger format, promoting the brand in holdings, in TV, in whatever things are there. So social media, let's say the spends are very minuscule, okay, which we keep doing it once in a while, but majorly spend on the hoardings, dealer boards. I told you one as an example of Budweiser dealer board and Backside. One of the cost of the dealer board what you give to the bar restaurant is something like 2 lakh rupees cost of one dealer board. That is how the company is spending to build the brands. That is taken care because water is, as I told you, very 0.1% for us. Bigger brands are the beer, the core business is much larger. The company spends money for developing those brands because to run the core business, they keep doing that.
Sure.
All right.
Basically, we are open for Pan India, right? So we got a lot of queries from Mysore, from Kerala, from West Bengal, yeah. So we're open for Pan India, right?
Right, exactly. Everywhere we have a requirement. I told you the requirement could be to fill the entire market of India to have a franchisee for every nook and corner. We need 500 franchisees. So I'm only at 10% of the market coverage currently. Only have 50 franchisees where we can have 500 franchisees we can accommodate. We have only 50 franchisees. So 90% market is still vacant. So wherever we already existing franchisee, that market will be dividing again further. We'll accommodate new franchisee. Those things will take care as and when the new franchisee comes up.
All right. So is machinery investment including in the investment what we are doing?
See, machinery investment, let me say to avoid confusion for the people. Let's say the investment starts from 1 crore to 5 crores. Smaller the machinery, smaller the city of the operation, 1 crore investment is for entire setup. Small plant of to produce 50,000 cases. They go for a medium size of 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh cases, something like 3 crores investment. You go for a large format of 3 lakh cases monthly production capacity, 5 crores investment. Again, machinery also comes in different format, different, the brands in that. Branded machine can cost you 2 times more. Local machine cost you half the price. But we don't recommend we get involved there to help the franchise to get a right machine.
All right. So just quickly, 1 minute, if you can just give us some example and set up some understanding on if someone is interested to set up a manufacturing unit, what would be the procedure for that so that you can have a complete understanding on that?
One is the land. First, starting from the land has to get a clarity from the pollution control board. It has to be conversion into industrial land approval should be taking. Third is there has to be water availability in the particular land because raw material for the water business is only water is the raw material here. There has to be sufficient good quality water which has to be tested before going when finalizing a land. Draw a water from the water sample, test for the purification and contamination for chemical, pesticide, whatever is there. If that is all not there, then we can go ahead for the land. Number one is about the land. Second, whatever approvals required for putting up the factory, that 2-3 approvals of government authority, Groundwater Authority of India approval, pollution control approval, industrialization approval. These 3 things approval for the land is concerned. So once that is all done, they can go for building the construction of the land, the factory. The factory investment could cost starting from 60 lakhs to 1 crore to put up the entire shed, go down, civil work to the entire tin work could be 70 lakhs to 1 crore maximum. Once that is done, then there are 5 different machines required for operating the water business. One is RO water. Basically, to have a manufacturing, they have to be a RO. 10,000 liters of RO is required. The second is they should have a blowing machine to blow the water bottle. Normally, water bottle comes in a preform, small miniatures of water bottles. To blow those miniature bottles, nothing but preform, they have to have a blowing machine, which can cost them 50 lakhs to 60 lakh rupees investment for blowing something like 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh cases a monthly. Blowing machine. Third comes labeling machine. Labeling is one is the labeler because for all our brands we have a BOP label is a kind of we require. not just normal shrink machine, BOP labeling machine. The fourth is then the capping and the filling machine. Then comes shrink wrapping for the entire carton. There is again machine available. Paper cartons become very expensive. That's why people are going for a shrink pack. So 5 machines are required for the putting up the entire infrastructure. That is the manufacturing. Then in terms of approval, once the plant is ready, they have to apply for a BIS. That is nothing but ISA marking for the water brand, which will take 2 to 3 months for them to get the approval. They come and inspect the plant. They ask you for some any kind of corrections and improvements. Then they draw the sample of water. Then they give certification. They give allocation of the ISA marking number. Then once it is all done, then you have to go for ISA. After ISA, there is a BIS certification. Once that is taken, then the normal procedure of to set up a business and run something like company formation, all those things can be taken care, which is as usual. Specific to the water industry, BIS, I told you, ISA marking, nothing but that. Then FSSI, then other certifications. Then opening current account, all those things are required. Once the plant is all ready, then the launching in the market. To launch in the market, there has to be enough number of distributors. Again, to appoint distributor, people have to have a sales team, which is very, very important because onboarding a distributor under franchise is a key factor for a franchisee. He has to have a team of 7 to 8 people to work in one city, one manager and 5 to 6 hands under him to work in the market, to appoint distributors to place the product in the market and all that. Then he can launch it. That's it. We are there. See, we are professionals. We are a company with a huge background of, say, the beverage category in business for so many years. So we are here to nurture, develop. People come to our business with a zero knowledge. In 2 years, they become masters in it. They say, I don't need you. I can do things myself. Because by that time, they would have got a lot of know-how from us in every step, from quality to manufacturing to raw material procurement. Everything will be involved in branding and marketing and training their sales team, developing, interviewing the salespeople for our franchisee. So we take care of everything, whatever the franchisee requires to emerge as a profitable entrepreneur in 1 to 2 years' time. We'll be involved at every level to make sure we do complete handholding from 0 to till he is profitable. Hope that answers most of the queries.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Very helpful, very helpful. So there are a lot of questions coming in, but I think we have already our hotline number in the chat box. So we request everyone to reach us on the hotline number also, so that we can take all the queries one-on-one also. We'll give you complete understanding. So I think in the interest of time, I would now, I think, take it to the next level, wherein we can also have maybe last message or last comment from your side before we sign off for today for all our investors, so that we can take it up now.
I think it's a golden opportunity for all the people to join us. It's the right time. We are also in the season time. Water requires a huge water in summer has already started. Who starts right now? Within 2 months, they can establish. I suggest people to not to wait for a manufacturing plant to be put up. They can do it later after 2-3 months. Once they start putting the legs here, let them settle down in 2-3 months of time. Because putting a plant will take 6 to 8 months time. That they can do later. They can start the business with existing franchise, existing manufacturing facility of our company. Then they can slowly, gradually develop into a own manufacturing setup. Yeah. So that's from my side.
Sure. Over to you, Sonia. Anything from you want to add?
Thank you so much. I think wonderful presentation. We still have a lot of questions which are coming in. And friends, my request to all of you would be, if you can maybe slot out 30 minutes, 45 minutes, we can arrange one-to-one meetings or a call so that you can understand the model in detail. And since they're already running 55 franchise partners already, and in certain locations, they might have given a franchisee for a specific SKU. So you might have an opportunity for another SKU.
Correct.
So if you want to come on a call, let's come and discuss. And I would like to second what Nizamuddin ji mentioned about not setting up a plant at the initial stage. And 2 reasons, because aapka gestation bahut bada, about 8 to 9 months is what you would take to set up the entire plant. But if you, align your, services with the existing manufacturer, then your gestation is very small. You can get started immediately. And second, even if you want to put up a plant, it will give you understanding, learning of your market, kya potential hai. So all that learning will come in that due period. So anybody who's keen, even if you want to set up a plant, I would still recommend that you start with, taking up a franchisee, outsource that. And, as you start building up your market, you can set up a plant. So we would rather invite more interest and applications from people who want to take up a franchisee without a plant. But anybody who already has an existing plant, we can still be open for discussions.
Yeah, let me add to one more thing. See, since we have partnered with Franchisee India just now, and we wanted to explore the potentiality of Franchisee India in a very short and speed manner. That's why we have given very low prices. When we go to appointing a franchisee directly, we charge them 15 lakh rupees for one city, for metro like Bangalore and Hyderabad. Recently, we closed a deal. Today, I did close a deal in Bombay for 15 lakh rupees for Royal Challenge, only for Bombay city. So since I come through the platform of, I know the investors here in Franchise India are a very low investment or whatever. They don't have a bigger 1 crore, 2 crore investment. So we have designed the pricing. The launching price might not remain same for next month. It will change. That is how the market is. Launching price we are given the brand fees is very, very much lesser than what we are charging in the market. Example, I told you for Bombay, close for 15 lakh rupees for one franchisee, whereas here we're quoting only 8 lakh rupees. Getting me? So the price are very excellent. Whoever wants to close the deal next 2-3 days time, since today already on Friday, till tomorrow, whoever make some kind of at least 20% advance money and take the offer. This deal is available for them. If not, then the next month we will not be having this offer. Who joined for today's webinar, they can pay advance money of 20% of the brand fees. After discussing with us, they can decide which brand, which market, and all that. And the price will be what is given there. It is no negotiation further on this. The panel prices, offer price basically. So maybe in the next webinar, we will not be having the same prices applicable.
Yeah. And friends, I'd like to also add that AB and Beverage team is spread across India. We have teams in Bangalore, Indore, and also Delhi and Kolkata. So anybody who wants to have a meeting one-to-one, our teams will facilitate a meeting also with the regional heads who are leading the project. And if you want to also speak, you can let us know. We can align a call or a Zoom call with the complete information that you seek. There is a small form that will be circulated to anyone who wants to come on a call. And we'll request all of you before you come on a call to share that information. So that makes our call and that meeting more productive. Aap bhi value karenge wo, because we can maximize that 30-40 minutes of the time if you share the valuable inputs from your end. And before I close, now I'll request Saras for your closing comments.
Thank you so much, all the participants, and especially the participants who have been listening to us live on Facebook and YouTube. What a tremendous response we got today. And friends, I'm directly posting the numbers on the chat box. And for people listening us on YouTube and Facebook, I'll announce the number for you. It's 97176 83838. I repeat, 97176 83838 is a hotline number, and we'll be eager to hear from you. And you can even write back to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. Email us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. You can even reach the industry experts, Ms. Sonia Chaudhary and Mr. Gaurav Maurya, on their respective LinkedIn accounts. With that, I really want to thank you for attending this complete webinar, and thank you to all the panelists and the participants who have been here. Wish you the best of your life. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Just a minute, Saras. Friends, I'm also sharing with you in the chat box. We have another webinar tomorrow at 12 noon, exactly the same time. And there's a company called Crazy Adda. I have put the link in the chat box. You can copy this link and register yourself for another webinar that we present to you. Thank you so much, Nizamuddin ji, Anshuman ji, Nisa ji, and Sayed ji for coming on the webinar today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And